20 quid for a complete full graphic set. They are for the 85, but more on that in a minute. There's been no video on the channel this week, so I've got a few little updates on why that is. So we'll start off with this KX65. The gear pedal that welded on the shaft is because all these splines on the end of here are flat. They're just smooth. So a new gear lever won't grip it. We tried putting this new pedal on, but it just wouldn't grip it. So I ordered a genuine new gear change shaft. That took ages to come in post, so I've been waiting on that. So the engine, we've got no bottom end at minute. So me and Billy were building this KX65 engine up. So when the crankcases were split, we were getting neutral and going through all the gears every single time, not a problem. As soon as we bolt the crankcases together, it'd go through all the gears, but we'd had no neutral. We spent hours and hours one night trying to figure it out why we just can't get neutral, but every time we put the case back together, it just won't select neutral and with the cases apart. This worktop were an absolute mess. So the only thing I can think of, it might be missing a shim or something in the gearbox, something as stupid as that which is causing it. It's fell out along all clutter and we've just missed it and not noticed. Before taking bottom end to the bike shop, I thought I've got to have another go, I need to sort it out. I hate being defeated, so I got the manual. I followed it step by step, everything were perfect, we'd done it fine, correct, put crankcases together, still no neutral. I'm not going to name bike shop, but I took the crankcases in with gears first thing Friday morning, as soon as the bike shop opened. So it's now Tuesday, and when I took it in Friday, it said I'll probably get on with it Saturday, and I'll let you know what's up with it. So I've just called the shop, he said he's been far too busy to start it and he's starting it tomorrow, Wednesday. So till I get that bottom end back, there's nothing I can do at the minute. I did want the engine built back up ASAP so I can go out on it. But if I knew it was going to take nearly a week to sort this, I'd have just gritted my teeth and tried to sort it myself. I am due to take this 85 for another ride at some point because Baz has just got his Sennin 85. If you're a regular watcher at channel and you've seen the Beta Baz had before he got his new KTM he's just got, he's done a deal and got rid of the Beta. He's got his Senna Classic 85 in this deal. But we've also ended up with another project bike out of it. This is the engine from the project we will be doing after we've done this KX. I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet, but here's the engine out of it. If you can tell what bike it is just from looking at this engine, then you deserve to know, but that's the engine. It's probably the worst bike we've had yet anyway. So as soon as this is done, we will be starting on that next project. I've got a video coming up on my bike, but I don't need to say too much about it, to be honest. It is what it is with that. It's been sat like this for a couple of weeks now. Obviously, I can't ride this on concrete, and I do need sort of van to be able to go out on it, so I need sort of van out. I need a second cameraman, and hopefully the video will be coming soon for that. So, back to these graphics. 20 quid for a full graphic set. You can't moan at that, surely. So for a full graphic set for this bike in UK, you're looking at about 100 quid. If you do what most people do, first thing you do, you go on eBay and look at graphics kits. So about 100 quid, it'll vary on what graphics you want and stuff. Obviously this vinyl's not going to be as thick as the expensive stuff, but this is 20 quid. And they do a deluxe version, which is 40 quid, and it's twice as thick vinyl. But for the money, this don't feel bad, to be honest. Basically, this is how fat they all look. They're not that thin, to be honest, and it is pretty strong. You've got no chance of stretching that. Or ripping it, to be honest. You can stretch it if you try and rip it, but 20 quid's 20 quid. I'm going to quickly chuck these on and see what they look like. I'm going to do it the fast way. You ready? Tell you what, worth 20 quid of anyone's money, them. All cutouts on them and stuff for mint. I've just slapped these on, got bubbles all over. I don't even care how they look. I just want to see cutouts. I've put them straight over old stickers just to quickly get them on, full of bubbles. But let me tell you, 20 quid, well worth it. I did have front mudguard and suspension shrouds, guards to do, but I'm not going to bother with them. I just wanted to quickly see what you'd get for your money. Spoiler, I'm not going to tell you where they're from, but if you think you know where you can get these graphics from for 20 spund, let me know in comments below. So I'll be totally honest what I think. All these seat covers and graphics and stuff you buy on eBay. Don't get me wrong, the graphics and stuff you're buying off eBay, they probably are better than these. But a massive chunk of that money is not because you're buying a good product, if you get what I mean. The reason they're so expensive, because you've got the materials that the buyer cost, you've got tax, you've got VAT, you've got the profit they want to earn, plus you've got the eBay fees that they charge for selling it. All this is just a massive chunk of why you're paying a lot of money. Like 100 quid for some graphics, or 40 quid for a seat cover. It's rip off Britain. Hopefully we're out on this soon. Hopefully we get this built up and get out on that soon. Hopefully we see what this contraption's like and make a start on this new project. I've also got a little fuel cap. I think this were about $5.99 or something. CNC alloy. It's not bad for money, to be fair. If it fits. Quick comparison. Original, cheap. Fits like a f***ing glove. I do prefer the original. Does look a bit tacky, but it could stay on for now. I've also got this, a brake tip. I think it was like £3, £3.50, something like that. Off with the old. That's loose, that needs tightening. Off with the old. Much better. And I've got some chain adjuster blocks. I think they were like £5.99, something like that. But they can go on at a later date. I'm not too fussed about them. The universal seatings cover. So there's a note with this one. It is an AS3 Performance one, which is probably a lot better than that, but I don't like this faded orange. Thought get a solid black one in it like that. It just looks better being pure black and having that mismatch of orange on it. JFJ Racing. If you know, you know, but if you don't know, you don't need to know. I think this for like a tenner, maybe a bit more. I can't remember. I'll put pricing top at screen here. But same again with that. I'll put that on at a later date. I'm not going to do it on video. And I also got these grips. These were like £2.99. JFJ Racing. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't need to know. That will dry because brake cleaner does evaporate, so they'll be sticky and solid in a minute. They look mint for money. So if you've been watching for a while, you've seen that we've put a new top end on this bike. It has actually had two. It blew up, we bought it, put another top end in it, and it blew up again. And I've just started it off camera, and I just think I found a problem. So if you're not new to the channel and you have watched this bike from the start, you'll know it's had two top ends in like space for a couple of rides. We got this bike needing a top end. That top end went because it smashed a little end bearing to bits. So we got the bike, we rebuilt it, put a new top end in, put a new little end bearing in top, and the first ride out, the little end bearing went again. I've always thought from it previously blowing up, the conrod might be slightly out of line. You can't tell with your eye, but it's actually putting strain on one side at little end bearing. It's not very straight like it needs to be. But I've just fired it up messing around and I've noticed something coming from back at head. And I know it shouldn't be there, and I'm wondering if that's contributing to top ends blowing. But I'll show you now. So have you just seen we've got air, it's either coming out from where the cases meet or where the head sits on the crankcase. I think it's where the head meets the crankcase here. We've got a slight air leak coming out of here, which is not good. So I'm wondering if the crank's actually fine and this air leak here is the reason why it's killing all these top ends. So this head is from a bike shop, but it can also be bought, that make could also be bought off a cheap Chinese website. The same website that sells JFJ Racing kind of products. So does it need a thicker base gasket? Is the head actually been machined flat? Is this crankcase flat? There's quite a few things to think about there, but I'm not going to think about it too much. I don't give a shit. I'm still going out on it. We're still going to get some beans, but if it blows up again, that's the first thing I'm going to come back to this time. I've got a better idea. If it blows up, mechanically we'll make it solid and we'll not go cheap. But to make it look mint, we'll try and make it look mint as we can for as cheap as we can. We'll buy some more new graphics and put them on properly. Some other bits and bobs, some new tyres. And we'll try and make the bike look mint for as cheap as we can. Maybe. But we'll see first. We need to go out on it and see what it's like. Because that's not good. That was some waffling. Bye.